I managed to get into Celestial 2, but unfortunately on Sunday I lost 3 games in a row. And because in Celestial you lose so many points, I did rank to C3, but yesterday was a good day. I managed to win 4 games and only lose two. So I think I'm 66 points into Celestial 3. So very close to ranking up again.
Nice, nice. That's really good to hear. Well, what kind of concepts you been looking to apply since our last
Just
session?
sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, yeah. Take your time.
Sorry, sorry. Where were we?
Yeah, I just asked what kind of concepts you been looking to apply since our last session.
Mm, okay, so I was really focused into watching more than one angle at a time. So, so I was always trying to position myself so I could see, let's say, if the enemy team had let's say, three doors to enter the area where, let's say, the payload was at. I was trying to position myself in a way that I could see at least two, or I could see, let's say, the main door where they were gonna walk. Some off angles where divers like Black Panther, Magic, or let's say Psylocke could be positioning themselves. And also, I was really focused on whenever there was a fight going on, I was always keeping in mind the balance that you told me of dangerous target and killable target. So, for example, in the last game that I showed you, at the end of the first round, we managed to hold them before the second point. This was on the midtown map, by the way, and I think I did a really good job preventing the Black Panther from killing the backline, and also the what was it? Yes, the Baki taking the high ground that's in the middle of the second point
Mhm.
and trying to hook someone in or maybe getting a couple headshots.
I see. I see. That's nice. That's nice. So, out of
Mm.
all of those concepts, what do you feel like you doing much better currently?
The target priority, focusing on the balance between most dangerous and most killable target.
That's good. That's really good to hear. I think because a lot of the times it's your job as a tank to disable the most active members at the same time finding what's killable. That's good. That's good. Okay.
Hmm.
Are there any difficulties what you had so far in your games? Anything what seems problematic?
I would say when I'm practicing Venom on my old account, I I would say that the main problem that I had is what is the thought process that I should be focusing. Okay, so I'm using Venom, which is a tank, but it's also a dive tank. So I should keep the same thought process as, let's say, Strange, Emma, Magneto, the main tank, let's call them. Or should I be treating Venom more like a DPS with more health?
I
In the
see.
sense that I should be always focusing the character with less movement, so it's easier to dive and things like that.
I see. I see. Well, overall, you can act like a main tank there idea will be the same. It's just the way you play the main tank. It's gonna be different from
Hmm.
Strange or Emma or any other brawl characters because you play a mobile character. You will need to divert the enemy attention quite a lot. So that is something what you wanna look at, and maybe thinking about just how you set up, what targets you fighting at what time as well. The timing is pretty important too. Stuff like that. As far as I remember, I think in our last session we wanted to do a Venom board review, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, is it
Yeah,
something? Is it something what we want to do actually? Maybe focus on the timing. I see that you sent me that Emma game as well from yesterday, but yeah,
yeah.
just depends on what you wanna. We could also quickly look at the Emma. Maybe if you want me to just you have some questions, you could start with that and then mainly focus on the Venom, or just start with the Venom. I don't know. How do you want to go about it?
I think we should start with the Venom because it's the more. I think I find the most. I have more a more difficult time playing Venom mainly because of what I told you, the thought process, and also what I should be doing outside the moments where I have my ult and I can do the one shot combo of slam, right click, I think it's on PC, and instantly ult so I can get the one shot combo. Outside of that, I, I find a more difficult time to get value out of Venom.
I see. I see. I think that's fine. We can start with fundamentals first, and then if there gonna be any questions along the way, you
Mm.
can ask me those. Let's start with that game you sent me. Should be good. Let's see what kind of notes you mentioned there. With Venom, I feel like when I have my ult, I know. Yeah, you mentioned that the one-shot combo. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, so pretty much what you mentioned. Maybe you also don't know how to get as much value when diving the backline, or if I have to control off angles to prevent the flankers to get kills. Yeah, to be honest, there's always going to be this sort of balance, the same what we talked about with you on Strange or Amma, but I mean, just any other tank. But the thing is, because you're on Venom, your
Mhm.
space is pretty. Well, you can change where you are quite quickly. So that is something what you can keep in mind. We can just move from one spot to another really fast, and I think
Mhm.
this will allow you to control the map better. But yeah, we can take a look. I think it's just you
Okay.
also need to keep in mind that there are less opportunities for you to sustain compared to Strange. Strange, you have a lot of the defensive with the shield, and with Venom, I think you cannot tank as much. Still, there's some tankiness you can do, but
Mhm.
there's just gonna be a little bit less. Okay, can you see the stream?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Also, on the second round, they changed to three healers. I think because I was playing Venom and I was giving them, maybe it's my is how I saw that. But I think that they changed to three healers on the second round,
Oh yeah.
so they could sustain themselves more often.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
and
No,
and
I got it.
and that's I think there I I got less value out of Venom because of that.
Yeah, I think it might be harder. If there's triple support, I think you cannot get kills right away. There's a lot of you trying to force out the sustain first, and then afterwards you can look for the kill. So that is something what you can keep in mind. But yeah, let's try to focus on the timing mainly, and then if there's gonna be anything
Hmm.
else, we can talk about that too. This is you, right? I see.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that's
it's
that's me.
different. Yeah, it's different name.
Yeah, it's the on my old account.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's see our rotation right at the start. Okay, so we are. Oh, sorry, I skipped that. Okay, yeah. So okay, well, we swing, get some momentum. Now we're just setting up. That's fine. Can potentially scout too. That's okay. Your Hawk stuffing in. Set up. Sure. Can you put a dive there? That's fine. Okay, I think the setup is definitely not bad. Using verticality there, just not getting poked out too. I think the engagement itself, you can make it better, but so far it's been pretty decent. Let's just keep watching. Yeah, this way it might be tough, so yeah, you want to be careful. Want to get out from here.
Yeah.
Your team cannot follow up there, so we need to be fighting anything what's available to your core. Hey, Hulk is in. Sure, fight them a little bit. Hey. You still have the objectives, so you can't go relatively good, but I see. Okay. So it's been 2 times in a row, maybe even 3, with your engagements. I think the setup itself is definitely not bad. Yeah, you're taking the angles, you're not getting poked out. Like you can see here, you're just getting up on the building here. You have options what you can engage. But what I want you to try to do is when you're engaging, you want to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that the rest of your core is able to follow up easily, and they are two things you can look for to make the engagement easy, I think. So you can think about it like try to draw a line somewhere where you expect your teammates to follow up. Like, for example, here, if anybody crosses this line, most likely your Hulk will be able to follow up, your Luna Snow will be able to follow up, your Cloak and Dagger will be able to follow up. In this way, it makes it easy for you to decide who do you commit to. So anybody who crosses the line, anything what's killable and at the same time can be threatening, that is something what you can engage on, right? There are multiple choices. You could go the tank, you could go those guys, but usually any sort of stationary target is gonna be more killable for you. So it's not bad to try to go on this woman. It's just how you do so. You see, we started to do that. They have started to cross the line, and I think it's kind of okay-ish. But when you're trying to dive them, I think you need to try to potentially try to cut off their defensive rotation a little bit more, if that makes sense. So when we're diving, let's say there's a
Mm-hmm.
line here, there's going to be a red line here. You don't want to make it easy for them to walk past that line. So it's partially on you trying to anticipate what they will try to use. Yeah, maybe it's going to be double jump, they will try to escape, and also where you're landing as well. See how you land right in front of them. So this guy now, they can easily escape from you. But if it lands slightly behind, yeah, if it's possible, then they will have no choice but to keep walking towards you, and they will take a lot of damage this way, or they will walk forward and take damage from your team as well, I think.
Uh,
Okay, does it make sense?
yeah, yeah, it makes sense. And also, I can cut the well, block the line of sight from the Luna.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. I think you can even think about the line this way as if enemy has any defensive ability, if they're able to use that, they shouldn't be able to cross the line and go back as easily. So see, like in theory, you can let the Sylvie's women to walk even more forward because they are one jump away to just go back to their safety. Yeah, go back past the
Mm-hmm.
line, like which we had here. So you can let them in a little bit more potentially, stuff like that. So just maybe I'm gonna write it down. Line, yeah. So it can also be the idea of the kill zone, something we mentioned before too. But the line is just easier to understand, especially on the dive character, because you can dive anywhere. I think it could be okay to use as well. Just anybody who crosses that, you can think who is gonna be diveable. Just try to draw the
Okay.
line in relation to where your teammates attack. Yeah. So let's put it this way. We're gonna draw a line dependent on where your teammates are attacking. That's how I would put it. And then, yeah, you make sure the enemies are crossing. Enemy crosses the line, and they are if you can potentially cut off the defensive rotation, then it's gonna be good. It just usually anything, any rotation which allows them to go towards the spawn, then it will be okay. Sort of. All right. Yeah, does all of it make
Exa-
sense, or?
Yeah, makes sense. So
Uh,
defensive rotation is, in simple words, get to safety.
yeah, in a way. It's just you need to
You know.
understand what safety means. Yeah, it's just gonna be usually them being able to go towards the spawn, or them also getting in their friendly space. What I mean by friendly space is if they hear, nobody can follow up from your team. So this is pretty much friendly space for them because there's Luna Snow as well. Well, ideally, if they would have anybody else here, then it would be even more friendly in terms of just the resources. But anyway, this is going to be contested space. This is your friendly space. This is their friendly space. In a way, you just want to make sure it's harder for them to reach there. Yeah, you need to cut off that safety. Sure,
Okay.
if it's easy to understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, okay. And you will see later on, actually, when you'll be engaging, I think that's where you want to be careful. You see, if you decide to go here, then you need to think about the line. Is there a line they crossed? And am I diving to also cut off defense rotation here? So what are your thoughts on this dive then?
It's not a really good dive because my team is uh, on the other side of the point, and there's no one who can follow me up. And also, there's like the Iron Man, the Luna, the Invis, and the Angela. So
Yeah,
it's a very friendly space for them.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So what is better to do currently instead of diving in right away? What do you think?
So in this case, I think I could get more value helping my team to get rid of the Hulk because he is kind of in the same situation that I am, but he has way less health. So I think that instead, if I had tried to dive the backline and I could go to help my team to kill the Hulk.
That's possible. That's possible. You
And
can.
also, I could set up in the big column that you are currently pointing at.
Yeah, actually, this is something what I prefer even more, because when you're the dive character, you have options, what you could be
Hmm.
looking for, and if you know that this guy can get potential follow up, I think you rather try to fight the follow up, unless he's really killable. Well, in this case, if he's that low, maybe this could be okay. It's just most of his HP got lost, so possible. I think why not? Let's fight this guy. If he would be half HP and more, then I think setup, so you'll be ready to fight that backline. Once they will cross the line, which you need to draw, you need to exactly check. Okay,
Hmm.
where my team is. Yeah, let's call it scouting. Okay, we're always gonna be scouting, and it's usually done before the fight or once you set up to you can sort of draw the line. They will try to maybe walk through here. This is when most of your teammates can follow up. This will make it easy. But now we're just a little bit too far forward, so you take a lot of damage. You have to use shields there too. But imagine you would engage like maybe even on Angela here or on this Invis woman now. I think that would be great value. But now, unfortunately, we don't have as many resources, so we're forced to fight Hulk. And they can sustain easily because they're more than half HP and their line of sight of their support too. Yeah, so we sort of just not able to get as much value here. We still get the objective, but you see they slowly burn in the resources. They been able to get
Hmm.
your Salak at this point. Here we're trying to set up again. I think this could be okay. In this case, what do you think? What about this engagement?
I think it's bet. I think it's better than the last engagement, but it's still not great because my team is really far back. Compared to the, in this case, I think that's the Luna.
Yeah, yeah. You see where you land as well. You need to land slightly behind. I think it's not bad. They kind of start crossing to these columns, and theory, these guys can get the follow up. But I think you need to land slightly behind. You'll land a little bit too forward, so it's easy for them to escape. You have
Mm,
options to always cut off the defensive rotation. Maybe wait extra second too, so they will walk even more. Like we said, you want to make it harder for them to escape and go past the line, go back to their friendly space. Maybe at least make it so they can only make it in 1-2 seconds, and then it will be easier. Because now the cutting off, yeah, I mean the cutting, and it will be pretty tough at this point. Now let's keep watching the next fight. Okay, we can fight this Angela. Maybe there's nobody else who we can fight actively. That's fine, you get them out. Now we can look for the setup. And a little bit too far forward. I think you can, you can fight any of those guys right
yeah.
now. That's fine. Maybe you can look for the dive in their backline soon. And this is when you exactly have to look. You have to scout. Scouting, just once you set up, you have to look look at where your team is, and then you decide. I think it's
Okay,
gonna
so
be.
the
Mhm.
so the process is setup, scouting, so I can see where my team is, and then draw the line where it's more ideally to dive, right?
Yeah, I think that would be pretty accurate. I think just to divide it on those 3 steps. You know, a lot of the times you can scout before the setup too. There's just important to mention that scouting should be pretty frequent because the game changing so fast. That's why at
Hmm.
least to scout just after the setup, if you trying to implement this line, I think this is gonna be good enough. But to do scouting even before the setup is also not bad for sure. You just make sure you prepare mentally. You check for where your team is. You check what are they gonna be doing in the next fight, where they position. Maybe you try to even communicate with them sometimes, but
Hmm.
it's pretty much yeah. At least with the setup, we always have to look at scout. Like here, we check. Okay, we're diving in. And then you can always know, oh, is it okay target? Is it okay dive? Yeah, actually, what do you think about this dive here?
I think it is okay. Okay, because my silo can. Well, that's the no. Sorry, my storm can follow up, and also the Hulk is not gonna kill the two healers anytime soon, and the Hulk is focusing on the Iron Man right now. So
Yeah,
I think it's okay. And also, I was watching the Luna ult and trying to time my dive, so it's almost as at the same time where it's gonna finish.
yeah. I think
Every
this.
every every time that I know there's a Luna ult, I'm always looking for uh, the hand signal that she does when she's about to end.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I think this is good, and see how you landed in behind a little bit as well. So there are more options for
Mm.
you. It's easier for you to cut off their defensive rotation too. I think this is good. So make sure you maybe body block them a little bit if you want to. So make it harder for them to
So
walk forward. So you're not walking right, you walk left, and keep fighting
mm.
from this side. I think don't walk back towards the team. There was good initial landing. There was just right behind them. Yeah, we follow up with ultimate. Well, makes sense too. Why not? Maybe you can get their Iron Man as
No,
well on screen.
I wanted to do a Venom gameplay because I'm really bad with Venom. I and I want to get better at him.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Do you also have any warm up routine currently? What you do on the Venom to just be
I think
precise with the shots?
It's the same with, let's say, Magneto and Emma. I have this setup of three Luna snows. They move randomly, and also they are moving quickly. I think it's how the practice ranks calls it.
Yeah, I think it's
But,
fine. I think it's okay. Just practicing your trigger discipline could be quite good on this
mm,
character as well. Just making sure that it's like maybe we talked about that a little bit on the Magneto. Instead of holding the
mm,
fire, you want to make sure that you are clicking each time when you're trying to aim at the target. So this way, there's a high chance you hit more of the shots. We're kind of changing our
mm,
crosshair placement. Make sure that it's right near the target, and then you start clicking. It's even on the Venom where you have infinite ammo in a way. You just constantly can
mm,
do damage, but it's still important to click right when you're on the target because sometimes it shows maybe just a little practice could be good as well. Like for example here, you're trying to shoot the hawk, but just take your time. Yeah, for example here, take your time to reposition the crosshair. Don't start shooting here, but reposition first and then shoot. Reposition first and then shoot. Yeah, and kind of shooting before repositioning your crosshair. It seems sometimes. So be careful with that too. Reposition, shoot, reposition, shoot. Yeah. There's small delay between the shots too.
yeah, I think that's what I have the most trouble with when it comes to aiming with Venom. It's the timing of the shots because it's, for example, with Magneto, it's a single shot, and I'm very used to timing the crosshair and when I have to tap.
Yeah, yeah. With this, I think you have to think about it like small bursts of pressure in a way, because there's still a delay between the each shot, and this delay you can use to reposition the crosshair, I think, but just keep in mind, just watch. How is it gonna be? Yeah, so we're on the target. Yeah, like you see, there's a delay, right? But
Hmm,
because they're small bursts, it's like I'm trying to think about. There's some guns in the game where they kind of do damage instantly. Yeah, those are not fully automatic. Sometimes, maybe if you play the games like Call of Duty and maybe the games like PUBG as well, they have this sort of stuff. But
yeah.
it's just something to get used to. Make sure when this bursts of value, each time you need to be really precise on the target. So like I cannot start here because you will miss, right? So even
Hmm,
though let's say you started like here and then you pointed on this is this later, yes, it will do some damage, but it's always better to point across it first and then click, so we're more precise. Yeah? Let's hit the difference. So this is the time when we are fully on the target. Yeah, we do this amount of damage. This is the time when we started there. Yeah, we missed like half of the damage, and this could be pretty important. Sometimes you're trying to finish the target, right? So you need to make sure you do that. By the way, a lot of people forget that if you're trying to finish the guys, the enemy, it's always good to try to melee to finish them. Whenever you see the bar is, I think it's around 30 HP. Well, it's kind of more intuitive. Because I think for some
hmm,
characters the melees are different, but still, this is important. If you sometimes if we not confident in terms of the game, maybe you know that the target is moving chaotically, it's always fine to sneak at the melee, because the thing with the melee is when you start this animation, you can move around like this and you still will hit it. See, like I started here. Oh, let me just try this. Yeah. Actually, like I start here. Yeah. So you see, I'm moving the crosshair like chaotically,
yeah.
but at the same time, it's just when I'm. Let me see. Well, I think it's just, well, it's maybe not like when you do 180, but at least, let's say I've started here, and then I'm trying to point across it, doing the animation. If it's at least 90 turn, it should be, yeah, it should be comfortable. You can make it. It's just make sure that during the animation you are trying to point the crosshair on the target, and then you'll hit it. Something to keep in mind too, I think. Yeah. It's just like this small animation, but the most important is obviously the mouse one. You just making sure that you click when there's a crosshair right on the target too. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any more
Yeah.
questions or?
No, I think when it comes to aiming, I think that's it. I need to warm up, uh, uh, getting used to click, not hold mouse one. I don't know why I have the how you say the well, I don't know why I'm holding mouse one on Venom because I never do that on Strange, Magneto, or Emma. That's something that I could see on when I watched back that game.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is good. It's just
Yeah.
keep it in mind. Try to maybe do those micro readjustments between the shots too. You
Mm,
just when the animation ends, this is the time for you to exactly do the micro adjustment. It is small delay, right? But when this guy leans forward, and that means he does damage, and when he leans back, he is not doing damage. So I think yeah, just while looking at the model, you can tell. So this is the time I do damage, then I take the time, do damage, take the time. That's okay. I think it's always better instead of holding the fire, being
yeah.
more precise with that. All right. Yeah. Do you want to continue with the replay or?
Mm, I th I think we can watch the Emma gameplay because
Oh yeah.
now that we've talked about the timing, the setup, scouting, and everything, I can see that the second round it's mm, I I'm making the same mistakes, but I get less value because they are playing triple support instead of two.
Yeah. We can take a look. See. Yeah. So it's gonna be that
I think.
last replay, right?
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah. Let's take a
And
look.
I would say the on the first round we get kind of snowball into the first point. So we start to stabilize on once they get the first point on the first round.
Okay. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's see.
Because if I remember correctly, on the first fight, I die first, then they kill the backline, and then we almost stagger pretty much until they get the first point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is there anything specific you feel like you have problems with on the Emma currently?
Mm, I think uh, aiming with the crystal because I think I was watching Bogur's stream and from what I could see that what he does with Emma and what I do with Emma when it comes to the crystal, I think he gets really close when he wants to hit the crystal. And I think my problem with aiming with the crystal is I'm very, very far from the target.
Yeah, this might be.
I, th-
This might be.
I think, and also in this case, because I had a Hulk and I was watching him taking the high ground on the left, I may kind of overlook that off angle.
Yeah, so kind of just looking after their flankers, right? Disabling
Yeah.
their flankers. I see. I see. Yeah, I think even on Emma, it's right. You can definitely focus on those angles. It's just especially if somebody dives in pretty deep, you can use your crystal mode, try to disable those
Mm,
guys. Yeah, push them towards your team, maybe also against the wall if there's
mm,
more killable. But I think it's good to, since we talked about the line, yeah, the timing, maybe it's good to think about it on this character too. So if you look at this right now, you can always draw a line and
Mm.
think, what is that line the enemy needs to cross before you're using most of your cooldowns, yeah, most of your defensive abilities here. So where you would draw the line currently?
On the corner that it's right in front of me.
Yeah, yeah, this could be here. Maybe it's just dependent on your backline. Let's say they're really far back. It can be even that second corner here. So you just need to really adjust. Yep. And then see if you're using this kind of shield. What do you think? Is it gonna do much? Should it be using that? Let's put it this way.
No, no, I shouldn't be using because there's. I'm almost full HP. The Emma, I'm pretty sure. No, yeah, she didn't hit the crystal on me or the Hulk. And yeah, that right now there's no reason for me to use my shield.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just make sure that the enemy is crossing the line first. Make sure that they
Hmm.
maybe go past the corner, and then after that you can keep them trapped in it in a way. Because see, when they start crossing, you remove your shield, and there's most of your shield which is gone already. Yeah, let's imagine you
Hmm.
have it here. It will be much easier for you to hold this space. I think even that second corner would be okay to hold. Just hold the line and think where I'm gonna trap the enemy. Yeah, because they crossing the space. Yeah, you need to make it easy for you to sustain with this shield. We're just using that a little bit too early here. This shield is not bad, but unfortunately, some of this has been wasted before, so it's harder for you to hold the space. You have to give it up at this point. This shield is better, but they start crossing the line, and then your team is able to attack here. Don't forget to remove it though, if you giving up the space. Let's say you're not fighting this corner anymore.
Yeah, that's something that I watch that I'm doing a lot. It's sometimes, not always, but sometimes I forget to remove the shield.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, a- and and then when I want to use it, maybe it's not full HP, my shield, and it's like you said, I wasted my shield in the previous fight, and now I cannot get as much value as I could be getting.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's one of the really the best cooldowns for you, which allows you to hold space. For example, here you start walking, and then they're able to poke out the shield, but these guys they're not crossing the line yet, so you can spend this
Hmm.
time setting up. And then after there's gonna be fight, let's say you guys are actively committing towards the space now, you have the shield, then
Hmm.
it becomes easier. But if you have to remove it, then yeah, if you don't have it, then it's pretty tough. Yeah, here holding corners. The shield is better, I think. Yeah, they're sort of crossing the space in here, and you might fight one of those guys. Can be Hulk, can be Mantis. Maybe they're anybody the Davers as well who can disable them too. Just want to be careful because they use an ultimate. You have to give up the space sometimes.
Hmm.
But you guys, well, you use the rocket ultimate too. Let me see. Yeah,
Yeah, the Rocket managed to use the ult before he died.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So it does while you're there. You can potentially resustain with this. Okay. If you keep playing the corners, keep playing the corners there, can be okay.
I was playing the corners because I knew that the rocket just died, so I was trying to buy as much time as possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I knew that in that corner I can touch point while being kind of safe.
Yeah, I think it's always better, especially on defense. We're talking about the line. You want to make sure the enemy crosses that, and then after that, you can look to do something with your shield. Yeah, make sure you sustain a little bit. You can use a diamond form as well, stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm gonna write
Mm.
it down. Actually, shield for holding space. because you will be under pressure. And yeah, diamond form is mostly for just anybody who's being the most aggressive. You can shut them down and can push them in maybe towards your team sometimes. Yeah, this guy's trying to dodge you. It's okay. Well, let's take a look. Just a little bit unfortunate because it's relatively easy for the Hulk to dodge you because they can jump away. The skill was good. They go in, use their ultimate after here. Yeah, I'm thinking from this point, actually, could you make this play even better? Or, like, what do you think your play should be to carry this fight a little bit more overall? With your ultimates, with your... Yeah, maybe if we're thinking about the line as well, what could be the
Yeah,
priority? What
I
character?
think in this case, I should have altered the. I think that's the Oh, yeah, yeah, the Black Panther. I will. I was. Yeah, definitely the Black Panther because if the Rocket leaves, we are in a advantage, and then we can win the fight more easily.
Yeah. And I think this Black Panther does a little bit more. They're gonna be more threatening
Mm.
anyway, compared to the Hulk. If the Hulk really jumps in, then maybe. But this guy's really past the line, so we can start punishing them a little bit more.
And
And hmm?
also, in that case, yeah, the Black Panther is more threatening, but since the Invisible Woman is all by herself, could it be okay to solo ult the Invisible Woman?
Hmm. Well, you could be ulting her, but it's slightly better to focus on the Black Panther because they have their ultimate. That's what I think. So it's just
Mm,
only their win
okay.
condition there. Eventually, this ultimate can do quite a lot. So if you shut them down, I think it's better compared to Denver's. If they wouldn't have ultimate, then based on your position, the Wiz is not bad at all. I think you can start walking because it's easier, it's more accessible. If they like really deep that far, and then you notice that, oh, okay, I cannot catch them easily. Maybe
Mm,
this is well, to be honest, this is almost the same range, but yeah. So, well, anyway, this could be the target still, even though they're backline here. But they have ultimate, so you need to keep an eye on them. I think your attention should start earlier too. Like I said, it's good to try to scout, yeah. Make sure that you don't forget about the Black Panther and anybody who might flank as a first
mm.
priority. You just put a little bit extra pressure there. Because their
Yeah.
tanks, they will always try to grab the attention while the rest of their team, like this Black Panther, yeah, if we shoot them now, they
Mm.
we don't want to let them do their job easily. That
Mm.
was good.
Also, I knew that the Black Panther was being the most problematic, so I was really focusing the Black Panther from this first point
Yeah,
until we win the first round.
yeah. Ah, well, it's all about the context too. Yeah, generally speaking, expect the Black Panther to be on the back line more, so it's not
Mm.
bad for sure to try to put extra attention on them. I have the capability to stop them, so I think it's alright. Yeah, let's see. Fighting for the second point, and well, the enemies. Well, if they're not taking high ground at this point, you can just try to focus on whatever is in front to start. A shield, I think, might seem a little bit too forward. Just make sure you walk first and then the rest of your backline kind of sets up and then you shield after. I think there's just a tendency you kind of put your shield a little bit too forward. Yeah, you want
Okay.
to make sure it's contributing to the space where your teammates can attack. Like we're talking about the line. Yep. When they cross the line, when they will actually push you. Like, let's say now the backline's ready, you push in, and then you shield yourself afterwards. I think that's more valuable compared to put the shield,
Mm.
and especially forgetting about the shield. This is also really important. Make sure you fix that too. So you have opportunities to block stuff like that. You see, you walk in, but there's a C coming your way, and well, of course, sometimes it's hard to block, but anyway, and this is something what
Yeah.
we there's high chance to do so if there's a shield available. Now we use our form. Going to catch the Black Panther could be okay. Hmm?
No, in that moment I was trying to get to safety.
Yeah.
I was aiming for the high ground because I knew that I had more higher chance of surviving
Yeah.
instead of walking right past the enemy.
Yeah, I mean, this is good. Again, think about the line. Which line the enemy have to cross and how you can set up accordingly to where this line is.
They have to cross the line where the Emma is right now.
Yeah, sort of, sort of. So what your setup could be looking like, so you'll not die
Uh,
there.
uh, going, I think going in where my Hulk is.
What if you
The
try to use those stairs?
oh
What if we just sit here so we don't have to walk past the main lane here? What do you think? I still get the support too, right? I think, yeah. They can see you from
yeah,
here.
because the supports will have line of sight
Yeah,
to me,
yeah.
and they can heal me, and also I can get out of the line of sight of the enemy team.
Yeah, because see how much shooting is in your way, and the shield is not
Hmm.
able to block all of that too. I think just keep using cover, and this way you may also bait the enemy to go past the corner, past the line a little bit more. When they will be pushing you, they think, oh, I'm separated, but then suddenly they cross the line, and it'll be easier for everybody to punish those guys. And you can shield yourself too. It's more comfortable if we are just shielding one angle instead of shielding multiple, like we're trying to do
Hmm.
here. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's still good res, but I think it's fine to think about the cover first. The shield again feels a little bit too far forward. I want you to try to take the space, shield for yourself, and ideally we should be holding around the space where the line is. Like now, you start walking. Well, this is not bad. I think. Yeah, if you fighting this Bucky, for example, there's a Hulk. Well, most of the team's sort of able to be there, but yeah, I think most of the time you need to take slightly more time. Okay, the using ultimates. Rocket ult, sure. Might we sustain, maybe? Yeah. This is alright. You see this type of the shield where you keep fighting, you trade the HP. By the way, it's important that you're fighting, and if you're able to trade those blue HP first and then use your shield
Hmm.
second, I think it's always nice. I mean, if those are available, of course. I always say that it's good to even trade one third of your HP a lot of the times too. You don't have to use the shield unless there's something big coming your way, like big cooldown or maybe
Hmm.
something what's gonna CC you or the ultimate. Yeah, but if it's just general normal poke, you can trade your HP because this becomes more effective for your support. You become more effective as everything instead of, let's say, instead of using your shield right away, yeah, and exposing that, we could be exposing a little bit of the HP and let your supports to actually heal you, because the early times of the fight, they are not
Hmm.
able to see the enemy backline, so you just need to give them value this way. So instead of you wasting the shield, which they cannot heal, you just allow them to heal you a little bit, and then after that you'll be using the shield, and then remove the shield, go trade HP too. Yeah, just a little bit of the shield management. Let's put it this way.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Let's, yeah, actually gonna write it down. So I've got in the line, yeah, shield management. So far it's been enemy crosses the line. We can shield for holding space. Trade one third of HP. can shield after. And oh yeah, well I think this is good. This is good enough. Yeah, do you have any questions about anything in addition?
Yeah, the management of the diamond firm. For example, one thing that that lately I've been trying to focus a lot is, for example, if I know there's an Emma on the enemy team and I have my diamond farm, I'll try to wait for them to use the diamond farm, wait like 2 seconds, use my diamond farm, so right when if they are finishing their cooldown, I can grab them and kick them into my team.
I mean, this is good. Generally speaking, this will be fine. If you force them to use the resources early and then you get a follow up is yours as second, this is good. There could be some exceptions though. Don't always feel obligated to hold your diamond form for really long. If you know that you're able to get a lot of value, like a lot of damage on the target for whatever
Mm,
reason, maybe there's a high chance of getting a kill. Like now, you're using your diamond form early, right? You're not waiting for anything to happen because this guy's pretty killable. So there's gonna be a good, wattable diamond form, even though, yeah, even though we used it first, stuff like that. So
mm,
but for the most part, you're right. I think it's good to just wait for the enemy. Maybe not and just exactly wait, but make sure you actively force them to use something, and then after that we can follow up with our diamond form. Yeah, I mean, diamond's form been alright. Maybe just sort of more attention to the Black Panther on the first point, like I said, so it will be easier. The the shield management, I think, it's pretty important too. I say in here, I think it's not bad to use it on the poke face earlier, but if this is gonna be brawl phase, if everybody's around, be careful of those kind of shields where you just block the cheap damage. Yeah, in this case, before the fight can work, but be careful when they're about to walk
mm.
actually, like now. Yeah, you just need most of your shield usually, and you want to make it easy for you to hold the space. You can cut off the heals too. You can cut off some of their support too. This way, this is nice too. Okay, well, you guys decide to push. I mean, why not? This could be okay. Ideally, if you can find a Black Panther, that
Yeah,
would be
right
good.
there. I called out the Black Panther.
Yeah, this is good. You can hold the choke here, maybe. You still have an advantage. Yeah, this shield, you see, you gotta remove that now because there's a brawl phase. You need the shield for holding the space, holding this corner, holding this high ground. So once those guys will start pushing, you can actually shield yourself. But now most of your shield is gone, so you have to wait a little bit. Diamond form can be okay. Yeah, I guess the enemy hog goes in a little bit deep. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, well, it's not bad. I think you just need to hit. mm, Make sure that you are forcing something first. Yeah, maybe expecting the
Hmm.
jump, expecting the maybe trying to make sure that somebody gets close, so we'll hit the follow-ups. Yeah, because this guy now is sort of dodged you a little bit, but other than that, the timing could be okay. Yeah, if they just walk like that, it could be okay to use the diamond form there. It sort of always works this way, where you first of all think about the shield, you trade with your beam, and then afterwards to make a commitment, you use your diamond form, you punish them. Yeah, make sure that you hit stuff. You can try to
Okay.
anticipate their mobility, their defensive. Yeah, try to force out that and punish them with diamond form. They kind of by themselves here. You can stop them easily. Okay, diamond form. Sure. And that's what you want to be careful about, yeah, because if they really Let's see that again. And because here, use the diamond form, you wanna... Okay, we actually managed to hit the Black Panther, right? Let me see. I think we stopped them from here, right? Yeah, what was your thoughts? Is it to stop the Hawk, or is it was intended for the Black Panther, actually? Is it...
I was trying to. So in that moment, I was thinking about both of them, the Black Panther and the Hulk. So I popped Diamond for uh, looking to stun one of
Mm,
those.
yeah. I see, it's fine, I think. Why not? Shield... Where's our shield? Let's see, yeah, it's here. Yeah, just more removing, actually. I think that's it, really. You you need most of your shield
Mm.
most of the time. Unless there's a good reason why you have it. I think you don't have to. It's just kind of trade your HP first, as a general rule. And then after that, you can always shield. When we had full HP, there's no reason to keep it. Just remove it. Once you use it for yourself, sometimes it can be rare where we can help out our teammates too. Maybe somebody's in danger or blocking important stuff. Obviously, this is good, but mostly use it for yourself. What I see so far. But besides that, I think pretty good gameplay. Yeah, and this is fine. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, do you have any questions about this game, maybe, or everything's been clear?
No, I think everything's clear. Uh, we managed shield management, diamond farm.
Yes.
I think those were the big problems that I saw watching my gameplays. I could see that I always had my shield on a low HP, and also in this case, I could see that I was not getting as much value as I could from my diamond farm.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think that would be
Hmm.
good to focus on. And yeah, well, let's start. Let's properly summarize. I think what we talked about with you so far, both Venom, Emma. What do you need to work on based on our session?
Okay, so with Venom, I my thought process is setup or scout depends on the situation, but most of the times setup. Scout the situation, see where my team is, where the enemy team is, and depending on that, I have to draw the line where the enemy has to push in order for me to decide when to dive the back line most of the times. With Emma, I should start focusing more on trading a little bit of health first, using my shield when they cross the line that they have to push in order to gain space. Mm, and also use my diamond form more carefully. For example, if I know they have a Hulk, I have to look for. I have to try to bait the Hulk into a jump, and then try to use my diamond form so I can grab the Hulk and kick them and potentially kill him.
Yeah, I think this is pretty good. This is accurate. Yeah, also don't forget about the scouting once you set up.
Yes,
But
Captain.
also you can scout before the setup as well. Or just whenever there's a downtime, really, we can always do
Hmm.
that as much as possible. Stuff like that. I think that would be good. Okay, then for the future, let's see what it could be working.